We're in a society that is so reactive. And it's like, no, take that time to truly feel what's in here, to truly listen. Hello, kings and queens, and welcome back to the Art of Light Love. My name is Joanna. I'm a sound healer, I'm an intuitive medium, I'm a poet, a writer, all of the above. And this is my channel, a space where I get to show my light love to you guys. I get to share my love, my light, my life, my travels, my adventure, my magic with you guys. And along the way, I get to share the tidbits of wisdom that I'm picking up and discovering for myself in terms of my own healing journey and just the life experiences that I'm going through. So if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to press that like, subscribe and notification button so that you can get updates on where I'm at. And if you're a returning subby, thank you so much for coming back. I love you and I hope that you enjoy this video. So today I wanted to talk about the idea of discernment and how to allow information in, but tidbit the bits that you like and leave the rest that you don't. Because what I've been doing currently in Guatemala, which is where I am right now, which is why you can hear birds, cuckooing chickens, tuk-tuks probably on the road outside. It's a loud place, Central America, I must admit. And what I've been doing here since the beginning of March, and it's now June 30th, I've been here since March 7th, is I've been doing lots of different spiritual courses. I started off doing a sound healing and cacao retreat for 3 weeks. I then did a moon course which focused on meditation and lucid dreaming, as well as going into depth about the 7 spiritual bodies and the 7 astral planes, the 7 spiritual planes. And then I joined a month-long course at the Black Lotus, which dove into deep inner processes using meditation, hypnotherapy, and EFT practices. And along the way, I've met many teachers. I've met many people who don't call themselves teachers, but who have taught me so much. I've met loads of people who have claimed to be teachers, but taught me things that I didn't resonate with. I've met a lot of people who've walked around with like a guru cane. Like this woman actually has a cane that she walks around with like a witch, and I rate her for it deeply. And I was talking to a friend earlier today. I was having a coffee and we were talking about discernment. We were talking about really how to filter what comes into your field. And it really resonated with me, and I felt like sharing it because, as I said, I've been doing a lot of courses, which means I've been receiving a lot of outside information, a lot, and not really giving myself a lot of integration time. And the time that I have given myself, I've dedicated to service. So I've been offering sound healing one-on-one and in journeys with my brothers Carlos and Dennis. I've been doing a house sit where I was looking after 17 dogs, which you can go and check them out in my previous videos. It was chaos. But when I do have these moments to sit and reflect and think, I really believe that we are supposed to listen to everything with an open mind, but practice discernment and feel into what resonates and what does not. Because it's not good to just blindly follow self-proclaimed gurus. It's not good to listen to a teaching and take it in without questioning, without filtering, without really thinking about what it is that you're learning. One example is, so I personally follow my joy. That's how I get shit done in life. That's how I end up in magical places. I follow synchronicities. I follow my joy. I listen to my body when I'm inspired to do something, and when the joy isn't there, I don't do it. And a lot of people would look at that, think about that, and be like, that's just a lack of discipline. That's just a lack of discipline. And you could argue, yes, that is a lack of discipline. But the way my mind sees it is that I'm following my joy. I'm following what brings me joy. And when I'm in my joy, it means that I'm in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing and where I'm supposed to be. And it gives me that inspiration to push myself and have that discipline. For example, I've recently started practicing Muay Thai, a martial art. I've been into martial arts for years. I've been watching UFC religiously for like 2-3 years. And I got to the lake and I was just like, I have all this energy, just so much energy that I'm a Khan in the Mayan calendar, and we're just filled with sexual energy, with life force energy. And it was like coming out in somatic twitches and like keeping me up at night because I was taking in a lot of energy from my surroundings, through my sacral, etc. And I had no outlet for it. And so I decided to start a martial art. Bearing in mind, I don't consider myself to be a disciplined person, but I enjoy Muay Thai so much. I enjoy the energy of my coach, Gabriel. I enjoy exerting energy. I enjoy learning the techniques. I enjoyed going to Muay Thai lessons so much that I was really motivated and dedicated. I was going at minimum 3 times a week. I was crossing the lake when I switched towns to go to Muay Thai to practice. Bearing in mind, yoga lessons were offered to me in the courses that I was doing on site, and I wasn't going. Why? Because yoga at the moment isn't bringing me joy. Muay Thai was. So I was going out of my way, and from afar you would say, oh, she's so disciplined. She's so disciplined. She's so dedicated to the martial art that she's really pushing herself to go. And it's not that way. I just enjoy it so much that I'm following and embodying my joy by pushing myself to go. It's not even a push. I'm like, I can't wait to get there. I get there early every time so that I can go and practice Muay Thai. Like, I enjoy it so much. And it's something that I'll continue to do. I'll continue to find gyms where I can continue to practice this martial art. And that's not discipline. That's not me being like, oh, this sucks, but I know it's good for my body, so I've got to do it. That's me following my joy. Another example is at one of the courses I was at, the Black Lotus. We were asked to think of something that we wanted to complete. And then every week we were taken to accountability. We had accountability meetings where we would say whether or not we met our goal and blah, blah, blah. And in one of these accountability meetings, I mentioned that I was trying to do 2 things. I was trying to create a course and build a website. But I was struggling to build the website because it wasn't filling me with joy. Whereas I was flying in terms of writing my course because it was really filling me with joy. I was really enjoying it. And the feedback that I got was, well, you should probably, and I am paraphrasing, but you should probably, whilst you're here, focus on building the website because we can help you with something that you don't want to do and you wouldn't do without being here, if that makes sense. And I was like, okay, so let me focus on the website and push myself to do the website and discipline myself to do the website because that's what I'm having the most trouble with. And what happened? I ended up doing neither. Because I was trying to push myself to do something that didn't fill me with joy, I was actually having the opposite effect on my productivity, on my energy levels, on my joy in general. My joy was over here, but I was pushing myself to do this thing. And so I did nothing. And that exact story is what I was discussing in the conversation I was having with my friend Lika this morning at coffee. And it really brought me to this idea of I can listen to other people's advice, but I do not have to take what they say in. I get to choose whether it resonates with me. And I personally have not a problem, but I have a tendency to put people on pedestals, to see them as like guru status. They've done so much work and they've experienced so much, and they talk in a way that makes them sound really intelligent and makes their information seem so like oh yeah, that's actually a better way of doing it. Like I should do it that way. Instead of, I knew in my heart, if I followed my joy, I would have worked so hard on that course. And I would have completed a lot more than I've got done at the moment. And it's because I put someone at a guru level status. And I, in doing so, put them above me. And in doing so, I put what they were telling me as something that I should be doing instead of following my own heart. And that's not on them, that's on me. If I know something and I'm ignoring it because in my mind I'm putting them on a pedestal, that's entirely my fault. And again, it just comes back to everybody is my equal. You're my equal, they were my equal, everyone's my equal. There are no gurus to me. I am my own guru because I get to learn so much in all of the courses I'm doing and all of the things that I'm learning online. Every YouTube video I watch, every course I take, every person I speak to, I get to take in this information, I get to filter it, discern it, and choose what stays and choose what goes. And this is something that I would implore you to do. Practice discernment when you receive new information. Even when you're watching this video, is what I'm saying resonating? Like deeply within your body you feel like, yes, this is resonating with me? Or are you watching this thinking, she's chatting a bit of waffle and I don't think I want to take this in, I don't think this advice is for me? Because that's perfectly okay. We get to do that as autonomous beings with our own authority and our own autonomy and our own authenticity, our own perception. We get to choose what's for us and what is not for us. And so I refuse to see anybody as above me. You can be more experienced than me in ways and inexperienced in other ways. Like everybody has a different life. Everybody is here to learn different lessons, and you may have come here to learn this specific lesson which makes you like the expert in this lesson, but I'm over here learning this lesson, and together they make a whole. But I don't have to accept your version of events. I don't have to listen to your perspective. I don't have to take in what you say. I don't have to do what you tell me to do, and I don't have to think the way you want me to think. So so this was really what I wanted to kind of sit down and get off my chest in terms of practicing discernment, in terms of really listening to your own body. Your body has its own intelligence, and it is constantly trying to communicate with you, constantly. And one of the ways I was talking to my friend about this morning, because she asked me like, how can you tell what's yours and what isn't? How can you discern what is for you and what is not? How can you discern between what is right for you and what isn't? And some of the practices I'll discuss now. One of the ways you can listen to your body is to take 2 questions that you already know the answer to. Make them yes or no questions. For example, do I like swimming? I love swimming. So I'll ask myself, I'll really center, be present, be in a space with no distractions, close my eyes, feel into my body, and ask myself, do I like swimming? And see where the response is, what the response feels like, and whether this resonates. So when I asked myself that question, I immediately felt something here. It was kind of like a tingling in the center of my chest that felt pleasant to me. And that is an indication of a yes. I love swimming. I also had like a kind of movement, a kind of, yes, that's a yes, that's a body yes. Now, if I was to do the same thing and ask myself a question whether I knew the answer was no in my mind, I would then take note of the way my body reacted to that no. And it does take practice, and it is definitely more helpful to have an empty mind, which is easier said than done. But listening to that body intelligence, listening and feeling and sensing where these yes or no's are in your body, if you're practicing this regularly, soon you can ask yourself questions you don't know the answer to, and your body will tell you yes or no. And this is another way that you can kind of intuitively feel and listen to that body intelligence in order to practice discernment. Ways that you can empty your mind in order to listen to your body are dictating. So I have something called a brain dump, where when my mind is just spinning and I can't think and I can't tune into my body because my nervous system is all on edge because my mind is creating this like chaos, I just need to get it out. And what I'll do, I'll go on my notes app, my recording app, and I will just record a complete brain dump, like I'm talking to someone, telling them what my problems are, what my thought processes are, what my issues are, and I'm just speaking. And sometimes half an hour to an hour, sometimes just brain dumping. And you can do what you want with that. You can save it. I've saved it on a folder in my Google Drive called Shadow Work. One day I'll listen to it back and just be like, oh my goodness. You can delete it. You can even write instead of recording yourself. If your brain dump, you want it to be non-verbal, you can write it out and just basically releasing what's in here and getting it out there. And those are just a few ways that you can kind of release that mental chaos in order to listen to your body intelligence, in order to practice discernment without any of the clutter and the noise. Another way to practice discernment is to simply take your time. When someone tells you something, you don't have to immediately be like, oh, what does my body say about this? Take your time, listen to what they're saying, and then take it away with you. Go sit on it, meditate on it, write about it, think about it, listen to your body intelligence later. You do not have to act on the information. You do not have to get triggered into anger. You don't have to, or irritation. You don't have to debate them. You can simply be like, oh, thank you for sharing that. I'll consider it. And then you go away, you consider it, you feel into your body, you think about whether or not it resonates with you. You don't have to be so reactive. We're in a society that is so reactive. And it's like, no, take that time to truly feel what's in here, to truly listen as well to what the other person is saying, because they could be right. And it could be something that resonates. But that ego of yours, because it's something that is potentially what it doesn't want to hear, may come up, may be bitey, may convince you that what they're saying isn't resonating with you, and it's all in the mind and it's all happening in the moment. So take your time when it comes to discernment. If you're scrolling on TikTok and you watch a video and you're like, oh, that sounds awesome, like, does it? Like, does it? Or are you just reacting immediately to something that you've seen because it pushes those dopamine buttons, or because it is in line with advice that you yourself would give to someone else, but it doesn't mean that it's true. So discernment is super important, especially in this day and age when everyone's so reactive, so impulsive. No one wants to take the time to sit and think and truly even listen to each other and question their own beliefs. People love to make their beliefs who they are. And that makes it so difficult to change your beliefs, because it means then changing your identity. But that's a whole nother story. But I can see that the clock is racking up, and I could literally talk all day about all of this waffle. I can't even really remember what I've been saying. A lot of the time it is just like full channel. It's just coming through. And so I will stop there for now. But I hope that you have at least gained a little bit of knowledge or wisdom, or something that you can go away and think about and discern whether or not you want to integrate it into your belief system or not. But the main takeaways are: practice discernment, know that everyone is equal and that you are your own guru. You don't have to place anybody on any sort of pedestal, and you don't have to take what is given to you willy-nilly. Some practices for listening to the body intelligence, listening to your body when it speaks to you, how to tap into your intuition, and I believe that's it. So if you liked what you saw today, then go ahead, press that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and press the notification bell to get notifications of when my videos come out. I have been releasing them so far every week on Fridays, so hopefully I can keep that up. And yeah, this is me, Joanna, live from sunny Guatemala. I'm about to go and pull some oracle cards. Alana Fairchild is my absolute fave, and I've also got some Minology cards, so I'm gonna go have fun with that. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Take care.